because at any point you can be stopped by the police and they would like to inspect these 3 things, and you should have it. If you are new here, you are welcome to my channel. My name is Esiru, founder of OES Africa. OES Africa is a travel brand. What we do is we organize local tours basically in West Africa, in Ghana, in Benin, and in Togo. If you need like any assistance when it comes to traveling in West Africa, if you want a private curated tour for a group or even individual, you can reach out to me directly. I'll leave the email address below, and then you can also reach us through our website. All right, and that wraps it up for my long introduction. But for today's video, we'll be looking at the 13 most important things you should know before your first trip to Ghana. So let's get right into it. Yeah, the first most important thing you should take note of when traveling to Ghana is the weather. We have 3 main seasons in Ghana. We have the dry season, the raining season, and the Harmattan season. Now let's talk about the raining season. We have like 2 different stretches. In the northern part, it starts from March to November, but in the southern part, it starts a little bit later. That is from April to November, but it's excessive in June in the southern part of the country, right? So generally, if you're planning your trip, it won't be advisable if you're actually coming for some kind of adventure tour or nature tour or maybe historic tours, right? You'll be moving around a lot. So in the rainy season, it's not really advisable for you to come within that season. Mainly, you can bear with the rainy season throughout because Ghana is tropical throughout the year. The rain is only excessive in June. So when you are traveling, you might want to maybe skip June to early of July because the rain is excessive. Then aside that, the rain throughout is not too much that you can bear. So you take that into consideration, and it's sunny in our part of the world. So the rainy season isn't too scary except from June to early July. So you take note of that as you plan to travel. And then the Harmattan season, that is a harsh dry season. Like it's not raining, it's not too sunny, but it's dusty. It comes with some kind of health difficulties or breathing difficulties. It becomes very hard to breathe, and you will need moisturizer a lot at this time. Generally, this Harmattan season actually begins when the rainy season ends, right? So after November, that is when we start to experience the Harmattan. It lasts for, let's say, the November month and then the December. Sometimes it extends to January, but mostly it's November, December. That is when we have the Harmattan season. And at this time, you would like to pack your lip balm. It's very, very important because you will need to moisturize your lips like every 30 minutes, and you have to carry your good moisturizing creams. If you rely on shea butter, you'll be good, but then if it's not shea butter, you get good moisturizing cream on you, right? And you take in a lot of water, and that is when nose masks will be needed. Although we are not protecting ourselves from COVID, you'll be needing nose masks, to protect your nose from the dust. All right, so that is that for the weather. The next important thing you should take note of is our currency. The currency of the people of Ghana is Ghana cedis. Currently, the dollar to the cedi exchange is $1 to 5 cedis 70 pesos, right? And it will always be nice if you have a little change like Ghana cedi on you when you arrive in Ghana. You can exchange at the airport. I think they have about 2 forex bureaus at the airport. You can do your exchange there before you get into town. You may need it for your transportation or whatever. Okay, so the next thing is the language of the people of Ghana. Ghana is a multilingual country, and we have multiple languages, about 85 languages, but since 1951, 9 languages have been adapted to be official and is written and taught in some schools. For the languages, we have the Gari, we have Dangme, we have the Bani, we have Ewe, we have a Tree, we have Gam, we have Nzima, we have Kasim, and we have Gonja. That is the 9 languages. I just feel like it should be revised because it's been way long gone, and they should include Fante. About Hazinarakakan. I'm a Ramini. Okay, maybe I'm being biased here, but I'm a Fante, and I feel like it's widely spoken. That's my opinion, though. I really wish they would include that because it's about time we revise. Don't you think? Okay, so basically these are the 9 recognized official languages, like they are the written languages and they are taught in some schools, right? But then generally when we are talking about the national language, not the official is English language, but then the national language will be Twi. That is what, like, it's spoken almost everywhere in Ghana, I would say. So it's kind of accepted as a national language. So when you are in Ghana, especially in Accra, you will hear a lot of that more than any other language. Okay, so our next important thing, you should take note of when traveling to Ghana for the first time is tourist attractions. Obviously, if you are coming to Ghana, you like to travel different places. I have few videos on places to visit in Accra and in Cape Coast on my channel. You can check those. I will link those in the description. But generally, you would want to know like nice places you wouldn't want to miss, like visiting Ghana without going to Cape Coast. Is out, right? So you just have to do your research and know places. You can always also reach out to me if you need assistance in that line. I will leave my email address in the description, all right? But don't bombard me with. You can reach out to me, all right? You can apply for your visa at Ghana Embassy in your country or your state, right? You can also apply online as well. So when you apply, it takes about 2 weeks for you to get your visa, but if you want express, it takes from 28 hours to say 42 hours, like 3 days, but you just have to pay more for that, all right? I'll leave the link below. You can visit the Ghana Embassy in your country online to check these prices. It changes from time to time, so you can check that out, right? Also, the Ghana Embassy actually advised that you should apply for your visa at least 3 to 4 weeks prior departure, all right, just so you allow for any occurrence. If you are traveling from a country where there is no Ghana Embassy, you have the option of visa on arrival. It's been $150 USD for the longest time, so I think it will be like that for some time. So if you are considering visa on arrival, that is also available for $150 when you get to the Kosoka Airport. Your yellow fever card, right? In most West African countries, if you are traveling, you need to have your yellow fever card. You should have taken the vaccination at least 2 weeks prior to your journey, right? Because the shot takes 1 to 2 weeks to take effect. So if you take it a day before you travel, like, it's not taking effect. You get it? So you take the shot a week or 2 before your trip at any public clinic in your country. But then if you've had the shot like maybe 2 years ago, you don't need to take another, because after taking a shot now, you will have to take another in 10 years. So if you had a shot maybe 2 years and you've misplaced your card, you just have to go to your hospital and provide your details to get a new card. You don't need to take the shot again. All right. And when it comes to medication, my advice will be pack few things that you think you will need. Malaria is common. Malaria is common in West African countries, right? You prepare in that regard. And if you are dark skinned, you can withstand the symptoms of the mosquito pretty well. Like, it will take some time before you contract the malaria. But if you're light skinned, it's kind of easy to get the malaria. Yeah, so I would just advise you just prepare in that. You get medication. We have a lot of pharmacies here that sell like foreign drugs and local drugs, so you can easily access them. Just be prepared when you are coming. Take few, not too much. Take few things, maybe a course. What I do is even if I'm traveling to another African country, I hardly get malaria. But when I'm traveling to an African country 3 days prior my journey, we have malaria courses for the future. So you take it so that you don't contract malaria. So we have a 3-day course. I take it before I travel, and I always come back okay, just to be on the safer side so that I can travel without being worried about if I'm feeling well or not, right? So the next important thing you should take note of, if it's your first time traveling in Ghana, is the culture and traditions. We have a lot of different things. You cannot learn everything before you come, but I feel like these 2 things that I'm about to talk about are very, very important to note, right? Because we take them seriously. Okay, so the first thing is greeting, and the second thing is the use of the left hand. All right, let's break it down. Okay, so it's considered rude if you are talking to an elderly person, you just approach the person and start talking without greeting. It's not accepted, right? So it will be courteous, if you may, to greet someone. Maybe you're looking for something, you want direction to somewhere, you meet like a group of people and you wanna, interact. The first thing you have to do is to greet. And then you go ahead with whatever question you want to ask or whatever thing you want to say to them, right? It's very, very important, and you have to take note of that. All right, it's possible you will see someone and want to maybe ask for direction without greeting. They won't even mind you, but most of the time you'll be like, oh, excuse me, blah blah blah, and you're good. But when you meet an elderly person, it is very, very important. Some of them acknowledge the fact that you wouldn't know because you're a foreigner, but others don't really care about that, so you take that into consideration. And the next thing is the use of the left hand. It is considered that the left hand is dirty because most of the time we use it for the cringy things, like when you visit the loo, you use your left hand. When you want to, handle something dirty, you use the left hand. So the left hand is considered dirty. So you don't use the left hand to hand over something to someone, be it an elderly person or even someone of your age. It's rude to do that. Usually in any type of communication, you are talking to someone, you are showing something, you are handing over something, any form of interaction, always lead with your right hand. All right, avoid using the left most of the time. You only use it when really your right hand is full and you have to rely on your left. Let's say you are eating and the person comes in, obviously your right hand will be full, so you have to hand over with your left hand, right? So you cross and you say sorry for my left. But if it's a younger person, the person will understand that your right hand. But if it's an elderly person, always you cross your hand and you tell the person sorry for my left, and you hand over whatever it is, and they will really appreciate that. Okay, so let's move to the next thing, that is accommodation. When you are traveling, obviously accommodation will be one of your priorities, and we have like hotel accommodation, apartment type accommodation, and we have free type of accommodation. So let's take it one after the other. So the hotel, generally you go online and you book from their website, right? But when you want the apartment type of accommodation, mostly you can rely on booking.com and then Airbnb. And the last type is the free one that can come in the form of volunteering, or you can access some apps that allow for free accommodation for backpack travelers. The free one, maybe if you are traveling to volunteer with an organization, mostly they have free or subsidized accommodation for the intern or the volunteer, right? But for the apps, I sometimes use Couchsurfing, and it's free. You just have to download the app and you connect with these people, and most of the time these people also help you integrate into the area that you will be. They have a lot to say about where you are, what to expect, places to visit, and all that, so you can leverage that as well. All right, generally I will advise you use a tour guide if it's your first time in Ghana. All right, for the first time, getting yourself used to some things, it's very advisable to use a good tour guide. A tour guide will usually know how to speak the local language and will also know a lot of places you cannot go at whatever time and all in the country. So it's really advisable to use a tour guide, especially for the first time you visit. Ghana. Usually it's at a fee though, but trust me, the fee, you can't compare the experience you get from that to the fee they charge. Alright, so it's always advisable to solicit the service of a tour guide when you are first visiting the country. The next important thing that you will need to consider if it's your first time visiting Ghana is some sort of safety precaution, right? Generally, it's safe in Ghana. We all know that it's very safe. It's one of the safest West African countries, all right? But again, your personal safety is your responsibility wherever you travel to. Like when you are at crowded places, markets, you make sure you keep an eye on your purse, your bags, right? Carry them in front of you. If it's a cross bag, let it be in front of you. You wouldn't know, like small pickpockets, people will be around and all that, just for your personal safety. And I always advise, do not carry your passport and your travel document with you, so that if it happens that you will have to show your passport at any tourist site, you don't need to show your original. You can just make a photocopy, keep that with you, and keep your original passport at your hotel or your place of residence. That is what I do whenever I travel to any country. You have the photocopy on you and you leave the travel document in your hotel or your place of residence, so that when you go out and you end up losing your bag or anyone wants to inspect your passport, they can just do that looking at your photocopy, not the original, so that if they have to keep it, they are not keeping your original passport. All right, it's just an advice. It's never happened to me in any West African country, but I feel like it's a very necessary precaution to take. I've heard stories around, like not in West Africa, but other countries where people are stopped and they were asked to bring out their passport, and at the end of the day, their passports were taken. So I'm just saying, like, just photocopy your documents and go out with the photocopy. No one is going to blame you for going out with it. It's the same thing. Your number and everything, your face will be there. So I would advise you just make the photocopy and carry that one when you are going out. All right. So the last but not the least is transportation. Transportation, yeah. We have the Uber service, Uber Drive. We have Taxify, which is now called Bolt, and then we have taxis, and we have the Trotro, which is the commercial buses, right? Let's talk about the Uber and then the Taxify or Bolt. Both apps are kind of the same when it comes to rates, right? When it comes to the safety they provide and the nature, right? They provide the same thing. You just use the app, you order wherever you want to go, so it's easy to get around. But when it comes to pricing, the rates by Bolt is a little bit lower, like 10-15% lower than Uber. Sometimes you'll be ordering Bolt and they won't be close by. Uber will be closer than Bolt. So that is also something to consider when you are ready to order for your drive. And the public transport too. The public transport, which is the bigger buses, we call them Trotro, right? And we have the conductors in those buses, and those cost lower than the taxis with the same, destination. But on the other side, if you want a hired car or you want to drive yourself, there are certain things you have to take into consideration. If you want to drive, you should be more than 21 years, right? And you should have your license. You have to convert your foreign license to the local one. You do that at the DVLA at a fee. You can also get a driving license straight up, but that process is longer than converting your foreign driver's license to a local one, right? And the second one is hiring a car. When you're hiring a car, like, you don't really need to do much. You just have to get a transport company and you get the car that you want. You pay for a day rate. It ranges from 50 to 250 USD based on the type of car and your destination where you are taking the car to, right? And the number of days also plays a part in the rate. But generally, when you get the rented car, mostly it comes with your driver, meaning the travel company will provide the car documents whenever it's asked on the way. The license will be provided by him. But if it's you who is driving, you will need the roadworthy documents, your insurance, and then your driver's license when you set on the road, because at any point you can be stopped by the police and they would like to inspect these 3 things, and you should have it. Okay, so the 13 most important things you need to know before your first trip to Ghana. All right, now I'm gonna add 2 bonus tips to this, and that is, you need a lot of patience. Trust me. When it comes to Ghana and some other African countries, time is one of our issues. When it comes to interacting or dealing with people, you will say, come to a party at 4, and for them it sounds okay. Start preparing from the house at 4. Second thing is, you make sure you have fun, right? You are here to, visit the country, get to know people, talk to the locals, get to know the locals, and learn a lot of things. Learn as much as you can. Integrate yourself in the system. Ghana is a very happy place, and if you need anything, any assistance, trust me, you will ask anyone, and anyone will be willing to help you if you ask nicely. That is that for this video. Thanks so much for sticking around and for watching this video till the end. And if you are here and you've not subscribed to this channel, don't forget to do so and join the family, right? Share this video to others who may need it, to your friends, like and comment below if you have anything to add. All right, so until next time.